My name is Kyle Klein. I'm your Arizona HOSA State President. On my left is Elizabeth Church, your Arizona HOSA Region 2 Vice President. And on my right is your National HOSA President, Elizabeth Carnesi. And let's get the show on the road. There we go. All right. So we would like to invite all of our Arizona HOSA members to the State Leadership Conference this year in April. Over 2,000 Arizona HOSA members will be getting ready for a conference full of leadership, learning, fun, and extraordinary time. Your chapter and everyone involved will have the opportunity to compete for a slot at the International Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida, at our wonderful resort, the Westin La Paloma.
So this is our general schedule for the State Leadership Conference. Our conference starts on April 19th. Everyone will arrive and either check into the Westin La Paloma or into an overflow hotel, depending on where the chapters are registered. Afterwards, we'll have our opening session where our state officers and our national officers will bring greetings, and we will hear from our amazing keynote speaker. Afterwards, we'll have competition orientations. Every competition has an orientation, and these are mandatory. So please look at your schedule and figure out when your competition orientation is taking place. On April 20th, we have our competition day. Rounds 1 and 2 of all competitions will be taking place on that day. Please, again, look at your schedule and find out when your rounds are taking place. Afterwards, we'll have our annual hypnotist show and dance. On April 21st, it's our last day of the conference. We'll have our annual business meeting where our new state officers will get elected, and we'll also be making amendments to the Arizona HOSA bylaws. Afterwards, it's our awards ceremony. Every competition will announce who from 1st to 5th place won, and we'll have our mandatory winners meeting after this ceremony. And Kyle Klein will speak about that later. Afterwards is our departure, and we hope everyone will have safe travels home.
Alrighty, so to make sure that you can get your spot on the stage at our State Leadership Conference and move on to the International Leadership Conference, you need to make sure that you use your competition guidelines. These are the backbone for our competitions in Arizona HOSA and National HOSA, and make sure that you know what you need to do to succeed. First off, make sure that you prepare as needed. Competitors have to make sure that they get everything they need beforehand so they can be ready and on time. Every single item that your event guidelines shows must be brought by the competitor. And in order to be successful, you need to make sure that you have that with you. Read the rules, be on time, practice, and study effectively. Overall, make sure to have a fun time. Competitive events are made to have HOSA members move into the professional world, not just win medals and not just get on stage, but really learn things that they're going to need to succeed in their future.
So an event guideline breakdown. Event guidelines are crucial for your experience in the competitive events program through HOSA. So your competitive events guidelines will include any new or updated information for that competitive event. It'll also explain why the event exists and what is required. It also will detail what sort of attire you need to wear. Many competitions require that you dress in your HOSA blues or in any sort of formal business wear. Others allow you to wear things such as scrubs for your convenience. It also outlines the rules and regulations and how the event is run and how you can earn the most amount of points. You must provide this information at your competitive event, and you have to bring this to your competitive event orientation for the maximum amount of points. It also includes rubrics and scoring so that when you're practicing, you know what to do in order to win your competition.
So competition etiquette. SLC is a formal event, and we expect all our members to be professional and respectful at all times. The dress code for this conference is appropriate business attire when you're walking around the resort. When you're in your competition, no IDs or school tags are allowed on your uniform, so please either cover them up with a patch or remove them completely before competition. Please remember to be on time to every orientation and competition that you're going to be at. At HOSA time, 15 minutes early is on time is late, and late is left behind. Please be courteous and patient with all your administrators and judges at all times.
Qualifying to the International Leadership Conference is an amazing opportunity. You want to make sure that you have the chance to be. The top 3 places at the Spring Leadership Conference will be able to qualify for the International Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida. You need to make sure that you sign commitment forms before leaving SLC. Students who qualify for the International Leadership Conference need to be aware whether or not they can go before attending the conference. When you receive your first or third place medals and you're able to go, you need to make sure that you attend the mandatory meeting to sign all paperwork and needed forms for the conference. The travel package this year has been made for HOSA advisors and members to make sure that they have an easy and accessible way to reach their way to the ILC. Liz will introduce a little bit more about the wonderful opportunities that we have in Florida.
This summer, your National Executive Council looks forward to welcoming you all to Orlando, Florida for our International Leadership Conference. It'll take place from June 21st to the 24th, and it'll take place at the Orlando Coronado Springs Resort, as well as outlying hotels around the Disney area. It's going to be a great experience for any HOSA members that qualify for competitive events or join us to have some fun. The HOSA competitive event, HOSA is actually looking forward to having over 10,000 members join us this summer, and so your National Executive Council looks forward to meeting you all.
Running for state office. One of the awesome opportunities that Arizona HOSA offers is state office, and we invite all of our members to take a look at the application and think about applying. In order to become a state officer, all the forms listed on the slide must be completed by February 20th. And the major qualifications are that 1, you're a high school or collegiate member in a health science program. 2, you are a paid and active member. 3, you have at least a 3.0 GPA. And 4, all of the listed forms are filled out and sent into Arizona HOSA by the due date. After that, you're able to be considered for an Arizona HOSA state officer, which Liz will talk a little bit about.
So once you've submitted your application by February 20th, interviews will take place at the Arizona Department of Education building in downtown Phoenix on March 4th. There, you will take the HOSA qualification exam, and if you pass that, you'll move on to participate in team building activities, individual interview, and there'll even be a free lunch provided. That night, you'll get an email saying whether or not you have or have not been slated for an Arizona position. And once you do that, you have to prepare for the Spring Leadership Conference. When you're at SLC, we expect you to have an About You trifold ready, explaining why you're a qualified candidate and why you should be elected for the position. At the business meeting, we will give your election speeches, and the voting delegates will vote you into office. Results will be announced at the awards ceremony at the end of the conference.
Arizona HOSA and National HOSA are both providing scholarships for HOSA members this year. To talk about the Arizona HOSA scholarship, all submission forms must be in by February 27th. And the requirements, much like state office, are that 1, you are a HOSA member in good standing. 2, you have 3 letters of recommendation. 4, you have a personal essay about why you've been in HOSA and your activities within the organization. And lastly, a statement of financial need, proving that you're a student in a health science program, you're going to an adjudicated Arizona education firm, and lastly, you are going to stay an active HOSA member. Arizona HOSA scholarships are anywhere from $500 to $2,000, which varies on recipients and amount given.
There's also the National HOSA Scholarship, which is through our STEM Premier accounts. So the requirements for the National HOSA Scholarship include that you must be a HOSA member in good standing, have a STEM Premier account, which is free, and fill out any applications for scholarships that you are applying for. And these scholarship amounts vary. So a little bit more about STEM Premier. All HOSA members are highly encouraged to create free STEM Premier accounts because this is the way that members are able to apply for scholarships as well as for programs such as our Public Health Leadership Scholars Program. They are free and secure, so you don't have to worry about paying any sorts of fees. You don't have to be afraid that anybody will share your information as they are secure. And you control who can view your profile. These accounts are also required for certain competitive events. So be sure to read your competitive events guidelines to be sure that your event doesn't require a STEM Premier profile. Examples of some events that do require a STEM Premier profile are job seeking skills and prepared speaking. This is also where you can apply for your scholarships and, again, the Public Health Leadership Scholars Program.
If you want to have more information and keep up to date with what's going on with Arizona HOSA, please feel free to connect with us on our Facebook page, our Instagram, and our Twitter accounts. If you take any photos or post them on social media, please make sure to link them with the hashtag #AthleteAZ so that all of Arizona HOSA can see what you've been doing.
If you have any more questions or information that you would like to get from Arizona HOSA, make sure to check both our website and the National HOSA website. And if you can't find what you need there, feel free to contact your state officers. All of our contact information can be found on the Arizona HOSA website.
If you think about questions later this afternoon after the webinar, you can either go online to azhosa.org, go to hosa.org, or contact your state officers or Mrs. Shevlin, the state advisor.
So before we go, we would like to give you one last invite for our State Leadership Conference at the Westin La Paloma Resort. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic conference. We hope to see every single one of you listening and all of our members there. We remind you about our state theme this year, Operation Leadership. and how we want all of our members to make sure that they lead with cooperation and collaboration to make sure that HOSA can reach all the goals that we want in our future. Thank you so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you at the Spring Leadership Conference. Bye.
Bye.